Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Christmas Day and I'm here by myself. My family has gone to Christmas parties. I just decided to take a rest. As you can see, the house is in Christmas shambles. I've got wrappers everywhere in the house. It's just a total mess. Gingerbread house my nieces created yesterday or last night. But anyways, um, you know what? I was sitting in my room and I remember that I wanted to do something about this figure that I had for the longest. And what better way to do it than today? Again, no distractions, nobody's here. So, yeah, let's get to it. What I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna add a little bit more detail to the figure that you see here. By the way, this is a Valkyrie, the VF-1S, piloted by Commander Roy Fokker, from the Robotech series, or in Japan, it was known as Macross or Macross, Super Dimensional Fortress. Again, I was planning on doing some detailing on this figure here. The figure looks awesome right now, but I think we can make it a little bit better. I also wanted to do some slight weathering on it because I don't know, I mean, yes, brand new shiny things are cool, but you know what? When it comes to fighter planes and anything military and trucks, I kind of like that used look, not right out of the factory, not right out of the showroom. I wanna actually have this thing look like, it's been used. It's been out there flying. It's been out there running sorties, maybe even a little bit of combat. But we're not going to do any damage on it, any battle damage on it. I just want to do maybe a light weathering effect on this thing. So yeah, let's get to it. But I won't start doing it until I turn this sucker back to an airplane, or a fighter jet. So I think that'll be more easier to work with. I'll be working once it's in its fighter plane configuration. There'll be a lot more flatter surfaces to work with, and it'll be a lot easier to do that detail work. So what I'm actually going to do is, I don't know if you can see, you can probably barely see, there's detail lines right here throughout the figure that I'm going to accent. And what I'm going to do that is I am going to do a panel line accent color by Tamiya, and we're going to just fill in those little detailed lines and make it look more prominent. So I'm gonna go with black. It's a little overkill. Usually gray is the color you want to use, but I want to actually have those panel lines pop out. And as far as the weathering, let's see, what do I got here? Here we go. I've got two sets of weathering, kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a powder, and it has different colors. I'm gonna actually go with this one right here, which is the light sand and mud, and again, made by Tamiya. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but if you're a model builder, you know what that brand is. So hopefully this thing will turn out great. So yeah, let me just transform this guy, and we'll start detailing this guy lickety split. Okay, I finally transformed this guy back into fighter mode. So as you can see, it's a pretty cool toy. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. Transforming these little toys are a pain in the fucking butt. Pardon my French. But yeah, I managed to get it. And managed to not break anything too. You gotta remember, I believe this Yamato version was made in 2008, so plastic is a little bit brittle, but with a little love and care, I got it transformed. So let's start panel lining this guy. Okay, so we're gonna use this panel line to accent these lines right here. You can tell I already tried it with gray, but I wasn't really satisfied with it, so I'm gonna go with a darker color, which is obviously black. And for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, basically I am just filling in these little lines here so you can see it better. So, and this stuff right here is gonna help me do it. So basically what you do is you try to get as much of the paint off the brush as possible. And all this is basically, it's black paint, but it's been watered down quite considerably with some paint thinner. That's pretty much all that is. So we'll get these lines right here, and all you got to do is just push on it, and you see how it's filling that gap right there. And these little what do you call it, these little marks right here, you can easily take that off with lighter fluid, which I have right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep on doing what we're doing here. See that? Look at that. It just starts filling in all of the little lines and doodads there, just to make it nice and detailed. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's kind of hard to see, but yeah. There you go. So I'm going, I know you I know you don't want to see all of this. You're probably bored at looking at it right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video right now. And yeah, it's not, the video is not a tutorial. It's just something, you know, that I felt like doing, you know. So yeah, let me go ahead and pause that video, and then I'll show you the end results after I panel line everything here. Again, I still need the paint to dry, so that's going to take a while too. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, so I finished panel lining this wing here, and as you can see, it does need some cleanup, but cleanup is pretty easy. You just pretty much need to use some lighter fluid, and this is pretty much the finished product on this wing. It's still a little dirty, but I kind of want it dirty because that'll add to the look when I weather it. So yeah, I think it's coming out pretty good. So stay tuned. I still have some more stuff I need to clean, like over here and some parts of the nose there. So yeah, it's coming along. Okay guys, welcome back. It's actually day 2 of this. It's so hard to make a video in this house right now because I've got all my cousins, I've got nieces, I have nephews. They're all over the house, so you know the house is pretty noisy. So again, they finally, or well, I shouldn't say finally, but they're out of the house. They've gone to some more parties and they've gone to church. And the house is all mine again. It's nice and quiet again. So, as you can see, I've already weathered most of the VF-1S, the Valkyrie, using this right here. This Tamiya Weathering Master. It's pretty much like a powder, as you can see, kind of like makeup, and they give you a little brush. But yeah, this is awesome. This is something that I always have in my kit, and it just makes weathering look a lot, or it just makes it a lot easier to weather models and certain figures. There are other techniques of weathering which I do use, like paints and pretty much like paints and washes, certain colors, like brown, green, cayenne, I believe, and burnt sienna. Those are good washes for like dirtying up a model. But for something real quick and easy, I always turn to this guy right here. So oops. So this guy right here. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. And it always does a really good job. So yeah, if I will go ahead and take better shots right here of the weathering techniques that I did to this certain VF-1S. But I did notice there is a spot that which is right here that I want to weather a little bit more. So again, sorry I couldn't show you all of the weathering that I did here and throughout the whole plane, but just to give you an idea on this particular weathering product right here. Again, like I said, it's so easy. I'm gonna just tackle this part right here because I think it's too clean, and usually this is one of the high points of the plane. So I think a lot of dirt and debris will get into will affect this area a lot more. So it's basically just like, well, for you girls, if you're watching, it's basically just putting on like blush or makeup. So you just take a little bit of this right here, you can mix colors, and then you just apply it. So on the edges is usually where the dirt pretty much accumulates. So you can see right there how it did it. And then usually, obviously the plane's in flight, so it's gonna blow back that dirt a little bit. So I usually do that real light. So yeah, so you get that little effect. You press a little bit harder if you want to have that, a little bit more pronounced than it is. Or if you want, you can just do a darker color, which I'm going to do right now. And there it is. You see that? Just those little lines right there look like that, that this plane has been through probably a sandstorm, and it's gone through a lot of flights, a lot of sorties. So yeah, so that right there, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, just from that powder alone, you can achieve that type of look on your models or on your figures. Again, I see a lot of people kind of over weathering their figures or their models, and you know what, it's easy to do because you get into this like vibe when you're doing it, and you get into like a zone, but sometimes you overdo it, and it just kind of doesn't look realistic anymore. It kind of looks like you just threw a bunch of paint or a bunch of this material on it, and it just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have that natural look anymore. So what I suggest is you know, you go at it real light. You know, I always try to imagine a pattern like these wings right here, and I do pretty much a light coating first, and then, you know, if I feel that there's just too much of the material on there, this right here is cool because you can easily remove it. I usually take a Q-tip, a little bit of lighting fluid, and just lightly rub it off, and it comes clean off, and you can start over again. So it's very forgiving. But yeah, I usually have like a little pattern first, do a light, you know, a light little coating, and then when I'm satisfied, I go back and start darkening, you know, certain areas, and leaving certain areas a little bit in between the light and the dark. And then like for instance right here, it's going to be the weathering is going to be a lot darker on the plane because the plane is moving forward. So you can imagine it, you know, you can imagine all of the wear and tear is going to be on this edge right here. Same with the missiles, as you can see. And I don't know if you can see that, but same as the nose right here. It's gonna be, the weathering is gonna be a lot more pronounced than as opposed to these areas right here, the surface right here. You notice that some of them is still white, and yeah, so that's pretty much my take on weathering, you know. So there's a look at it right there. You know, you know, again, I'm going with the flow of how the plane moves in the air. So it's moving forward. So you could tell, like right here, I kind of like it. You know, like it's going through a sandstorm or something like that, or it's been in a lot of missions, a lot of sorties. So it's something that I feel I rather would like to see, because a lot of the planes that you see out there, they're not out of the factory. They're not brand new. They've been used, especially something like this. This is a combat plane, so you know this thing's been used. And I like the look where this isn't just, you know, sitting somewhere safe in a base or a hangar and not being used. I like that look where this guy has been through hell and back, through a lot of combat missions, you know. So I kind of like that look a lot better than brand new. Although there are certain models that look awesome brand new. I have a few of the Gundam models that are, you know, that I haven't touched. I pretty much left, you know, looking like it just came out of the factory, and that's fine. I like that look too. But for this piece right here, I kind of thought to myself, you know what? I think this would look better if this was more of more of a weathered situation where the pilot, which is Roy Fokker right there, has gone through a lot of battles, and you know, the plane and him have just gone through a lot. So yeah, so that's pretty much my take on weathering and panel lining. Again, I'll supply a little bit more better detailed pictures of what I've done here. So I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry that you didn't get to see all of the weathering that I did on the plane, and only on that spot right there. But hey, you know, I hope that you kind of learned something, and if not, that's cool. But yeah, so I'll just leave it at that. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and thanks for watching the channel. Bye bye now.